my friends, welcome back or welcome to the channel. I am T and this is my channel Crumpetcy and Sewing. All right, so in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a pattern review of the New Look 6516 pattern, which I use this pattern for my final looks for the hashtag Maxi for Mother's Day challenge that I hosted with Crystal of Crystal Sews and Stuff. Now, two of these looks are maxi dresses, not dresses, maxi skirts. And one is just a knee length skirt that I decided to make because I already had the pattern out. And so I decided, hey, I wanted to make this view too. So you will get a review of that skirt as well. So for this particular pattern, it comes in US sizes 6 to 18, European sizes 34 to 46, and those sizes basically equates to an unfinished measurement of 23 inches for a size 6 and 32 inches for a size 18. So it ranges in size, waist size from 20. So it ranges in waist size from 23 inches to 32 inches. The suggested fabrics for this particular pattern are batiks, chambray, charmeuse, cotton lawn, cotton types, crepe de chine, dotted Swiss, double georgette, gingham, lightweight linen types, and silky types. And for view B, you have an option to do a ruffle, and that ruffle can be in lace, galloon, edge lace, or a novelty sheer. So you have 4 different views for this particular pattern, and basically here is the pattern, the skirts, the different options that you can choose. So for view A, it's basically just a yoke front, a yoke back. You have a skirt front and a skirt back, and you can also do a slit on the side. So the pattern has an option where you can actually leave part of your skirt on the side open, so you could create a slit. For view B, you have the yoke front, the yoke back, the skirt front, the skirt back, and then you have ruffle B, which can be in a lace fabric. For view C, you have the yoke front, the yoke back, the skirt front, the skirt back, and then the ruffle for view C. And this particular view, you're going to sew your gathers on the outside of the skirt, and that will be for like a detail. And then for view D, you have your skirt front, your skirt back, the front and the back. I'm sorry, the yoke front, the yoke back, the skirt front, and the skirt back. And you're also going to sew your gathers on the outside of the skirt. So I didn't really care for sewing my gathers on the outside of the skirt. However, I did choose view D, the shorter skirt, for my knee length skirt, and I chose view C, the longer skirt here, for my 2 maxi skirts. Now, again, I did not do my ruffles on the outside of the skirt. So, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I chose view B, and I'm going to tell you why, because they look like they're the same, but they're not, and they have different pattern pieces. So I chose view B here with the lace detail, but I did not do the lace detail. Instead, I just used a 100% cotton fabric. This pattern is very easy. So it is a very beginner friendly pattern. The only thing that I would say is there are a lot of gathering. There is a lot of gathering. So if you're doing views B or C that have the tiers or the extra ruffles, there is a lot of gathering to work with. I personally try to avoid gathering projects, but I really liked this skirt and I wanted to try it. So, but it is quite a bit of gathering. Now, let me talk about the alterations and changes that I made to my project. So the first image that you're going to see is of the very first project that I made with this particular pattern. So the cotton denim floral fabric that you see here is a fabric that I purchased from Hobby Lobby last year. It was relatively inexpensive because I get everything on clearance or sales or whatever. And it's a beautiful fabric. And so I was really disappointed when the project didn't turn out the way in which I wanted. However, it's still a wearable dress and it's really nice and lovely. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm a little bit disappointed. So for this look, I chose B, okay? And that's the really long skirt here. Now, I didn't do any mock-ups or anything like that. So I went into the project thinking, hey, this is a simple skirt. It's a gathered skirt. I shouldn't need to do a mock-up. I'll just measure the front yoke piece to make sure that it fits me around the waist and the hip area, and I should be good. Well, that was a mistake on my part, which I really wish that I would have did a mock-up for at the very least the yoke front and the yoke back. The reason why is because the yoke front and the yoke back in the midsection area is too long for me. So I had to take out about 2 inches of fabric, and I had to redraft my yoke front and my yoke back. Also, this pattern, it doesn't come with the waistband, but it does come with a line on the pattern, a fold line on the pattern. And so you're going to fold your fabric over on that line, and you're going to stitch that down and create yourself a casing to insert the elastic inside the channel so that you can have that elastic for your closure. Now, I didn't do that. I decided to create a waistband for it. And so that's what I did for all 3 projects. I created a waistband, and the waistband is basically just a really long rectangle block pattern that is basically the full size of the skirt front and the skirt back cut on fold. So that's basically what I did. And I just included the width that I wanted for the final width that I wanted, including my seam allowance for my waistband. So that's basically all that I did for this particular project. For the first project, the waistband, I created 2 channels in the waistband so that I could have 2 rows of elastic. I think that this is not a good look for this particular dress because it has that long midsection, and so the 2 rows of elastic plus the long midsection, it just make it look really awkward on me. And I went into the project thinking that I needed to do some type of alteration to the skirt of it and that it might be long, and yet I still did not do that. So I'm kicking myself for that because I'm short everywhere. I'm short in my arms, I'm short in my torso, I'm short in my midsection, I'm short in my legs. So I usually have to make these types of adjustments. I decided to take out 2 inches from that midsection and to create a new pattern piece. And I went forward and I made this garment here, which is the lovely blue and floral detail fabric. This fabric I purchased from Joann Fabrics, and I only purchased 1 yard of it at first, and it was $3. It was a remnant, and it was intended to be for a mock-up project. And the shirt that I'm wearing with it, the Vogue 1486, which I'll give you a full review of that next week. I'm actually going to be doing a video of that when I finish this video, so you'll see that video next week. But it was intended to be just a mock-up for it. It wasn't a fabric that I actually gravitated towards, and it wasn't something that I thought that it would fit my personal style or my taste. So I just picked it up. It was $3 and I thought, hey, I could do a mock-up with this. And turns out I really loved the way in which the mock-up turned out. And so I went to the store when they had this fabric on sale, and when I was able to use an additional 25% off coupon, and I was able to get the skirt as well. So the whole skirt and top outfit only cost me about $7, maybe $10 to make. So it was really inexpensive, and I'm really happy and pleased with the results. Anyway, in terms of the modifications that I've made after I took the 2 inches out of that midsection, I think it looks much better. With this particular fabric, it's a silky, It's a silky type fabric, so it's a silky chiffon fabric, and I purchased it from Joann's silky print section. It does have a little bit of stretch in it, and I was a little bit worried about how that would hold up, but it's really nice. I think it's holding up pretty great. And like I said, it's really flowy, really drapey. And this is view D. It's view D, but with the ruffles on the inside of the skirt instead of the outside of the skirt. So the last skirt that I made, and this was for the hashtag #SewMaxi for Mother's Day challenge as well, is the this beautiful skirt. It's a floral tropical dress skirt that I made to match my family for Mother's Day. And I'm in love with this skirt. This one's probably my favorite one. I did the same thing that I did for the second version of the skirt that I made, but I added the lower tier to it. And I didn't have enough fabric to make a full dress in the tropical print. So I decided to go ahead and put the blue fabric on the bottom to match my son's shirt. And I love the way in which it turned out. I love the way the entire look turned out for the whole family. So, but in order to preserve fabric so that I could make matching outfits for my son as well as for my daughter, I had to make some cuts somewhere. So I didn't make a full tropical dress. I just made the lower tier blue. So with that said, I want to go ahead and have you look at the photo montage of everyone who participated in the hashtag #SewMaxi for Mother's Day challenge. Crystal and I, we are so grateful for the support and for everyone entering their garments. It was a real treat, and I'm so thankful for everyone who participated this year. So again, thank you all for watching. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this, and I hope you all stay creative and have a blessed week.